Well, the energy in here suddenly got a lot higher, and it's a lot louder because we are underway with the first match in the series between Leone with Kenta Iwamoto in red on top against Brendo Babylonia from Brothers team. But very interesting to note is that even though Brothers team is made up of primarily Brazilian athletes, Jake, that a number of these are actually based here in Kazakhstan teaching jiu-jitsu. So I've got a feeling that they brought a couple students with them.
Yeah, it's very interesting. They have like Ramazan Abdrakimov and Vladislav Buanitsky on their team. But then they have, you know, like Jose Ferreira, and they have Breno Peterson and Junior Gonçalves. So it's an interesting mix of competitors for sure.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, jiu-jitsu has just gone all over the world, right? It's, you can find good jiu-jitsu everywhere. Look at the leg lock attack from Babylonia. And that is big reaction from Kenta Iwamoto.
That's the biggest threat we've seen posed to Kenta so far today.
Well, no, I mean, he had his back taken there, remember?
Oh, you're absolutely right. There was a point in time.
The Ruotolo team. Team.
No, you're right, you're right.
Yeah, yeah.
How quickly I forget.
Well, there's a lot of action to try and remember, right? A lot of matches here today. 28 matches just alone in the qualifying stages of the Champions League. Look at the pressure, though, from Iwamoto. Man, this is kind of like what we were seeing from him in his opening match here today when he went up against Manuel Perazzini for Italy and won that one by submission. When he gets into these positions, he's so good at locking it down. But look at this kind of rubber guard threat here. Babylonia flexible, bringing his foot, trying to get it in front of the face.
It's not the most optimal defense for the kind of pass that Kenta's trying to do. It's going to buy him time, but I don't know how much offense he can do with his leg in between the legs of Kenta. Tight body lock employed right now.
Babylonia is based out of the Kazakh city of Karaganda, which is just a couple hundred kilometers away from Astana, where we are now, the capital city. So it's kind of, you know, I wonder if he has any kind of hometown advantage almost, you know. He's had to drive here, and whereas Kenta Iwamoto's flown in from his home of Japan. So, you know, traveling to compete sometimes can mess with you a little bit, but I don't know. Kenta seems pretty comfortable in this position, just slowly grinding his way through, and with a 2-point lead as well. I mean, he's really the one in control.
You had mentioned how the time he spent training at B team. This is one of those very popular moves down in that camp.
Oh yeah, the body lock pass, very much so. I mean, Kenta's just a tank, you know. He's just so difficult to sweep. He gets into these positions, especially with these double underhooks like you see here. Slowly working to get that knee cut. Knee is on the mat, the foot is still trapped. He's got his right foot, can't see from this angle, but I can see from here that he had the right foot on the thigh ready to kick it free, but... Ooh, thinking about the back step maybe, but no. Knee on the other side, kind of a 3/4 mount. But I think he's going to go for the back.
Content though with just swimming in between the positions, right?
No point in rushing. The only danger is now, you see Babylonia has got the opportunity to kind of get a deep half guard going here. And it can be a frustrating position to get caught in, right, Jake?
It can be. It can sort of feel like a black hole sometimes, similar to how 50-50 has felt for a lot of, like in gi competition with the usage of the lapel. But in no gi, you get caught in deep half guard. And the person on bottom, it's an awkward position for you to defend. The knee over the head is typically always down. If you pick it up, you give up the back, and you give up different sort of attacks like that. It's just not the easiest position. It slows you down a lot.
That's great guard recovery from Babylonia. I'm really Very impressed that he managed to fight off that guard pass, because it looked like Iwamoto was just, he was 95% past at one point. He was that close to just freeing his leg and clearing the hips and getting the pin and the points, but flying attempt there from Babylonia. But with his seconds left, 2 points for Iwamoto. It looks like round one is in the bag for Leone. There it is. Time expires.
Round one goes to Leone.
Volgende kwalificering moet al Leone Camantes.
You know, we came all the way to Kazakhstan, and I'm reminded of the energy that Brazilian competitors and Brazilian teams bring to competition.
Yes.
The entire round, you could hear them all yelling for Babylonia. Here's some of the action.
I mean, the takedown, it was a legit single leg from Kenta, but it was also, you know, Babylonia was kind of going for like a creative rolling entry into the legs, maybe. Creative for sure, you know, flying attacks even in the last few seconds.
In this situation, he almost kicks himself off the mat. You didn't see it in the replay, but he kicked Kenta so hard. And remember, we talked about Kenta's base. Kenta didn't move, but Babylonia did. And he almost slid himself completely off the mat.
I mean, just look at Kenta. He's so stocky. I mean, you can see why he's difficult to choke. Guy's got no neck, super thick. His arms are super strong, difficult to armbar him. I mean, they're the same weight class. But I imagine Iwamoto's probably cut a little bit more weight, just judging by the look of them. Babylonia seems to be enjoying this moment in the spotlight, and now he's got an opportunity to pass.
Interestingly, Kenta pulls guard.
Delahida footlock, but
look at this.
Babylonia answering the kind of a loose outside heel hook. Doesn't really have the leg configuration to force a submission here.
Now Kenta's gonna go belly down.
This is not bad for Babylonia, you know. He's more in this match than I was maybe expecting, but I mean, if you're gonna pick a Brazilian black belt to represent your team at AIGA Champions League, he's gonna be capable. The thing is, you know, if anything, he has a bit of an advantage as a dark horse because there's no pressure on him. Of course, yeah, he's in front of his family and friends, what have you, but Kenta's the famous one, right? Pressure's on him outside heel hook here.
Kenta trying to bring that forearm in to increase the power of the heel hook. And it's a heel hook versus toe hold battle now.
Yeah, do you want to get into a leg lock shootout when your leg is compromised like this, though? That's the danger. And I see the Brazilian corner, the brothers team, telling Babylonia to roll to his right in the direction, you know, of the way that he's pushing the toe holds. And that would kind of address the, but no, it wouldn't address the heel hook. It actually put himself more in danger of the outside heel hook.
Kenta's doing a good job of keeping his leg a little bit more straight as well to keep his knee out of danger on that toe hold.
I think this straight ankle's an issue here. Okay, now he's done a good job of triangling his legs here to address it. He's not out of danger yet. Babylonia is doing the right things here in protecting himself. It's just Kenta hasn't really loosened his grip of the lower leg, and the knee line is still very much compromised. So Babylonia now stands. He's got to keep weight on that foot.
Still 0-0. Little under 2 minutes remain. And Kenta stayed on this footlock for quite a while.
He has.
And it might give him a little bit of trouble here with the last minute 30.
This is a great position for Kenta now.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, he's changing the angle, straight knee bar. Manages to turn the knee to take off the pressure. Now in the 50-50. Babylonia seems pretty comfortable in the exchange. But if this goes 0-0, and you know we always get a judge's decision at the end of a 0-0 round, right, Jake? I mean, just based on the effectiveness of the submission attacks, I'm leaning towards Iwamoto right now. What about you?
I would agree. I think that it's like as simple as saying he was going for a submission the entire round and the other person was defending it. Black and white like that. I would definitely say that this round favors Kenta.
Just over 30 seconds remaining, and now Kenta on top in the closed guard, but keeping a very low, very strong posture. That's going to be difficult for Babylonia to get anything doing. It's so tough to move a guy like that when they bury their head in the chest.
Babylonia getting a little frustrated. You can see it on bottom too.
Oh yeah.
Starting to mess with the hair and push on the face.
Going for a leg entry of his own here.
Three seconds, that's going to be a draw this round.
Round 2, a draw.
Okay, interesting. Very, very different second round to the first. First round, Kenta's takedown, guard passing pressure. Compared to this, which was basically a 5-minute game of leg locks back and forth. When you just look at the positioning and the actual grip on the heel, you can tell that Babylonia is enthusiastically chasing after the leg lock, but is missing out on the finer details of the finishing mechanics and the technique.
Yeah, typically with, I think at the highest level of competition, you will see people establish the control. Even if they go for a really quick heel hook, they put themselves in the control, if anything, at the same time or beforehand. And they make sure that they actually have the opportunity set up for themselves and kind of wrapped up before they even waste the energy going for the heel hook.
Round 2, Iwamoto in red, in the Brazilian colors, is Babylonia. There's a single from Iwamoto.
And he finishes it.
Definite wrestling advantage for Iwamoto here.
Smart way to open up this third and final round as well. Getting a little busier on the guard pass.
I mean, it just makes absolute sense to go back to the strategy that worked in the first round as opposed to what he was doing in the second, which was much more even. Now this pass is clear. It won't score because we're still in the first minute of the round. But, I mean, he's close to already securing this head and arm choke right here, Jake.
Oh, this looks like the beginning of the end. How not a lot of pushback from on bottom. Kenta Iwamoto. Another submission. 8 in a row for Leone.
Wow, that was just 1 minute and 3 seconds of the second round.
Your winner representing Leone, Kenta Iwamoto. Bu kezi söyleyeceğiz ki Leone komandasının verecekler. Kenta Iwamoto.
Wow, third round submission for Kenta there.
So that makes it 8 submissions in a row for Leone. Wow. Here's a look at that finishing sequence from Kenta Iwamoto. Finishes the karagatame, otherwise known as the arm triangle, from the mount position. Just a heavy squeeze. Shoulder goes in. You can see there's no space with that right arm strangulation.
It's interesting, right? I mean, obviously the pressure, you look at the position that he actually goes from. It's not even a mount, like, you know, it's kind of a
three-quarter mount almost.
Almost, yeah. I mean, still kind of technically half guard, and then just freeze it a little bit for an extra bit of forward pressure, and that was it. Babylonia had nowhere to go. Very solid win there for Leone, and another submission, as you said, and the first one down in this 7-match series.
Our next bout takes place in the under 70 kilogram division. Introducing first out of the red corner, representing Leone, Owen Jones! Жетпіске дейін салмақ дәрежесі қызыл бұрышта Leone командасының өкілін шақырамыз Owen Jones. And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Team Brothers, Junior! Көкбұрышта Бразилияның Brothers командасының өкілін шақырамыз Junior Gonzalez.
Owen Jones had one of the most spectacular submissions there in the opening series of Leone versus Italia. And that's an intense start from Gonçalves Jr. Owen had that absolutely brutal ankle lock. Remember, it was kind of like a side pressure of the ankle lock. Wasn't traditional, but definitely effective. And Owen's definitely, you know, a versatile grappler, but man, his leg locks are very, very high level.
He does a good job of remaining patient and finding unconventional entries.
The reverse close guard. This is Owen's money maker right here. He gets a lot of submissions. Look for this here. There's, it's a little difficult to see the exact grip here, but yeah, he gets it.
He strikes again.
Wow. 52 seconds for Owen Jones. And I'll have to see a replay of the exact grip. I can see it kind of looked like an A block. Couldn't quite see if it was just a toe hold, but big win.
Your winner representing Leone, Owen Jones! Бұл кездесуде жеңіске Leone командасының өкілі жетті, Owen Jones.
And this guy is competing like he's got somewhere to be. First round submission in the first series. First round submission here against Brothers team. But hey, you don't get paid by the minute, right? So take a look. There's the close guard, the reverse close guard. Such a hard position to actually escape from.
It was a power heel hook, Hal. The traditional heel hook, he had his left arm wrapped through instead. Not quite A block. All the way through.
Look to see another angle if you have it.
There are a few competitors more fired up than Owen Jones. Here's another look at it. Oh my gosh, the torque on that.
Yeah, not an A block, as you said. Look more of a rotational attack rather than a toe hold kind of pressure. But wow, yeah, that was a very, very tight submission from Owen Jones. Big win.
Our next bout takes place in the under 83 kilogram division. Introducing first out of the red corner, representing Leone, Jose Chen! 83 келіге салмақ дәрежесінде Leone командасының өкілін шақырамыз Jose Chen. And his opponent out of the blue corner, representing Team Brothers, Władysław Unicki! Көкбұрышта Brothers Бразилия командасы өкілін шақырамыз Władysław Unicki.
So we have Joseph Chen, one of the best known rising stars in the world of jiu-jitsu at the moment, going up against Władysław Unicki. And immediately, look at the guard
Oh
pull
my
and the
gosh.
quick pass of Joseph Chen. Recovery there from Brunitsky, but I mean, it just goes to show how good Joseph Chen's guard passing is. Big forward pressure. A lot of people are very excited about Joseph's guard passing. You know, if you look at the B Team YouTube channel, of course, which Joseph has featured on a lot, some of the most popular videos on the channel are actually him teaching guard passing. And, you know, he's not even a black belt. He's not even the most famous guy on the team. And yet people love Joseph's passing.
Well, I remember I did a breakdown on YouTube of Joseph Chen versus Tommy Langaker in the finals of the trials. And just to see how he alternates between the hook on the hip, going to the side-to-side passing, the leg pummeling, and into that over-the-top, almost tripod-style passing where he's floating over the top of people and still putting the pressure, but just floating over them and very relaxed with his passing, very aware. You saw he passed an amount twice without using his hands.
And look at this, though, that he just allowed himself to be bridged and rolled into the closed guard. Of course, those two passes that he scored into mounts were in the no points period, but if you've passed somebody's guard twice into mount in 90 seconds, I mean, Joseph's probably thinking, I can do what I want with this guy.
I think he might be onto something.
But yeah, his guard passing is definitely very interesting. And yeah, he mixes it together really well, right? I mean, what we just saw there was that really just go forward, bulldozing style over the top, subtly, sort of, you know, like you said, without even using his hands, just kind of getting the control of the upper body, and then just basically hips just going straight over. Oh, look at this close guard. Wow. He's going to get like a flower sweep there for a second. Going for the other side. But yeah, he also does lateral, you know, sort of like, you know, sort of side-to-side passing really well. He's got a lot of tools. A lot of tools. Halfway through the first round, Joseph Chen sort of working this close guard position. Not really something we see too much of him in general. Looking for close guard arm drag.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah,
you don't see that very often.
Old school.
In no-gi.
No, you don't. Joseph, of course, no stranger to AIGA, has competed here before, competed in the Champions League semi-final, I'd like to say, quarter-final, last year, last August, I believe. My first trip to Kazakhstan, to Almaty. Saw him compete against Team Adolfo, saw him compete against Universal Fighters. So he's got a couple of matches in the rule set, knows what to expect. And of course, we've seen him in other major tournaments. He was an ADCC trials winner, but not a veteran, as he elected to do CJI, where he had a big win against, oh, look at the arm drag to the back here. Joseph getting it, hip heisting up over the top. He had a win against Andy Varela in the opening round of CJI before losing to Lucas Hope Barboza in the next round by submission.
Now on the back.
You know what the funny thing is, though? Maybe Joseph will tell me off for saying this, though. But he's not a big fan of competing. He doesn't enjoy it like some guys do. Like, look at Owen Jones. That guy loves it, you know? He's in the spotlight, he's putting on a show, he's tapping guys out, he's getting paid. It's a big motivator for him, right? Whereas Joseph, he's not a fighter, he's a martial artist. And competition is a part of that because it's a, you know, a competition and it's a test of his skills and it's how you improve. But he's not got that same motivation to go out and defeat his opponents kind of thing. Everybody competes for different reasons, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that I couldn't tell because he was pretty violently going for that rear naked choke. I was like, this is... The commentary didn't match up with the situation at hand, but...
Well, you can't afford to be too kind to jiu-jitsu.
No.
Can he get the arm? I mean, he's literally got 5 seconds left. Now it gives it up, goes back to mount.
That is an interesting perspective you brought up, though. That is, I think that is the case for a lot of people, and Joseph Chen certainly grapples in a way that would show his appreciation for every little position and every little bit of skill that it takes.
First round goes to Leone.
All right, so here's a look at that arm drag to the back that Joseph Chen used.
Man, he makes it look so easy.
A very fluid competitor indeed. Credit to Vladislav Buinitsky, though. Manages to survive and head to a second round. You got to wonder what, if at all, can you change in the corner of Team Brothers to mount offense?
You don't pull guard twice and get your guard pass in the first minute of the match, or 90 seconds of the match. That's what you can do.
That is a very blunt assessment, but it is.
I'm not wrong, though.
Well, yeah.
I'm not wrong.
That's true. I'm sure it's one of those easier said than done sort of a things.
For sure.
I'll tell you what, you give me that advice, it doesn't matter. Joseph Chen's gonna beat me up.
Yeah, it's easier saying than doing, right?
Throw by look, and now
nice arm drag from Chen.
We're gonna put both the bottom of the feet on the back of the heels.
Yeah, I thought he was going to basically try and sit him back for the chair sit, but actually kind of like a little reverse Tayatoshi style trip. I mean, this is Joseph Chen passing 101 right here. It shouldn't take him long to get past. But he's got 2 points for the pass as well, though, for the takedown, excuse me. So
Vladislav with his left butterfly hook still in.
Oh, there it is.
Only momentarily, though.
Man, Joseph's passing is something else. The way that he just kept his hips so low and his torso connection, and then was able to just step the leg over the hook.
I think it'd be within the best interests of the brothers team representative to try to get real aggressive with submissions, because positionally he's been losing these different positional exchanges and not having really any success. Joseph has been able to pass almost at will. Now you see them back up to their feet. 2 points on the board for Chen after that beautiful takedown sequence earlier. This is the third round. Leone currently up 2-0 in the series. Leone versus Team Brothers. Jake Watson, Howell Teague on the mic, live on FloGrappling.com. Thank you for tuning in. Qualifying event to see who is going to make it to the Champions League group stage, and a shot at $500,000. And the title of best team.
But I mean, yeah, the Champions League winner, that's a big deal right there. Universal Fighters season 2022 winners, Modolfo 2023 Champions League winners. I mean, whoever takes the that prize, that title in 2025 earned it, because they went through the qualifiers and then they'll have gone through the group stages and the various semifinals and finals, and they will be very well rewarded with, as you said, the winning team takes 500,000 and then the remainder will get shared between the second, third, fourth place.
This is just a traditional omoplata attempt, it looks like, by Joseph Chen.
Don't see it too much in no-gi, but he's getting, look at this, now this is better. I think we could see it right here, walking it forward.
And that is not something you see every day. Traditional omoplata in no-gi nonetheless.
What a technician, Joseph Chen. Second round submission here, third submission in a row for Team Leone.
Your winner representing Leone, Joseph Chen!
Бұл кездесуде жеңіске жеткен Leone командасының өкілі Joseph Chen.
And once again, Leone finds himself on the brink of another team victory. And so far, 10 submissions Here's a look at that omoplata. Forces the leg through, a lot of leverage, and as soon as he made this seatbelt connection, there was just so much pressure coming forward. It's interesting that he opted to go for the traditional omoplata. A lot of times people would dip back, look for the legs. They'll use the sweep. They'll abandon it entirely, but Joseph Chen saw it through.
I know when he got that seatbelt, of course, that prevented Buenitsky from rolling through a second time and try to defend the omoplata. A lot of, like as you said, a lot of pressure going through that shoulder, and absolutely no escape. A true checkmate finishing hold.
Our next bout takes place in the under 91 kilogram division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing Leone, Kaya Rudolph.
Келесі жекпе-жекті 91 келіге дейін салмақ дәрежесінде өткіземіз. Қызыл бұрышта Leone командасының өкілі шақырамыз Kaya Rudolph.
And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner, representing Team Brothers, Vitor Gonçalves.
Кремнің көк бұрышта Бразилияның Brothers командасының өкілін шақырамыз Vitor Gonçalves.
Ruslan Israilov, our referee here. Under 91 kilogram division, Kaya Rudolph in the burgundy. Vitor Gonçalves in the mustard yellow.
The traditional Brazil colors. I wouldn't call it mustard yellow, but you know, this is an interesting start to the action, but this is the first time we're seeing both men, because of course Kaya didn't compete in the opening round of Leone. Lucas Canard competed in the under 91 kilogram division. And Kaya Rudolph, this is his first go here. He's, again, returning to AIGA. He competed at AIGA last year when Leone were part of the group stage. They didn't make it through, of course. But Vitor Gonçalves is another Brazilian as part of the brothers team. And under 91 kilogram division, Kaya is, it always surprises me because I always think that he's like so undersized for this kind of weight class, but he does great against big guys. You know, he's pretty thick. You know, he's not like the tallest guy or whatever, but he's thick and he's dense. But one thing about Kaya, man, he has just absolutely absurd, like stupid flexibility in his knees and his hips. Like I've seen him like just messing around with the guys in the gym, and they'll put him in fully locked on heel hooks, and his leg will just rotate all the way around, and he's like, I'm good. It just doesn't touch him. It's so weird, man. It's freaky.
It's gross.
It's weird to watch. It's weird to see. But his hips is, you know, obviously it means he's a great guard player, and of course that's why we see him in this position right here.
Look at that, utilizing the arm drag to threaten the leg entry.
And Kaya's a Kiwi, you know, but he is he's a nomad. He never seems to stay in one place for too long. You know, he's a B-team guy. He definitely spends a lot of time in Austin, especially in preparation for bigger events. But, you know, he's in Australia, he's in Bali, he's here, there, and everywhere. And he's competing quite a lot too, and he's definitely on the come up. So you can see why Leone have picked him for the team again. But Gonçalves just does not want to engage, right? Look at this. He's just backing up every single time. I mean, Kaya is basically inviting him to kind of pass or to engage or to do something. And, like, if I was the referee, I'd probably be hitting Gonçalves with a penalty right now, because look at his posture. Look at his... He literally was leaning back with his hand on the mat. You cannot pass like that. He wasn't even attempting to try and attack the legs. I'm not often critical of the athletes because, you know, the man in the arena and all that, but you got to call it out sometimes, right? When a guy's blatantly not engaging.
Kaya Rudolph trying to get a secure lock over the arms. Just about 2 minutes, 7 seconds. A win here for Leone would put them basically a guaranteed spot in the final round, you could say.
Well, this is it. You're right. This is make or break match, right? Because we have 3 wins in a row.
Will we see
4 matches would secure, you know, Leone going through into the final. Like it. Got that reverse close guard. Not in such an optimal attacking position as Owen was, though, because he's kind of getting stacked right here. Well, here he goes. There's a little foot to the face action right here, twice now. A referee not picking up on that. Gonçalves trying to hide his feet as much as possible.
55 seconds for Rudolph to work and Gonçalves to defend.
Kaya is kind of struggling a little bit here. He's trying to get the grip of the leg. This is better now, because when he was getting stacked, it was just difficult to get his hand in and actually grip the foot. But okay, he's going heel hook now, backside. Nope, turns around. If he's in top and he finishes out here, that's 2 points for a sweep. But no, Gonçalves is going to push him back forward. This is going to go into the second round.
Unless, of course, he can find...
Ooh.
Oh, my goodness! With 3 seconds left!
Wow! I thought that was certainly going to go through to the second round, but Kaya Rudolph persisted, didn't lose sight of the target, and got the submission.
Your winner representing Leone, Kaya Rudolph!
Kaya Rudolph.
Official time, 4 minutes, 58 seconds of the first round. Kaya Rudolph defeats Vitor Gonçalves by heel hook. Let's take a look at this.
Right at the very end of the round.
I mean, you couldn't get any. There's only 1 more second left after this, you know?
And you know, as soon as Gonçalves hit the ground, watch when he hits the ground, it puts the heel hook in its optimal torque position. He goes, Kaya Rudolph extends the look, and as soon as he falls, that twists the knee the rest of the way. You gotta imagine there might have been a pop there.
Looks like it, especially from the look in his face. He felt that one. Kaya, like you said there, Jake, earlier, no, he basically got the bite of the heel, locked it in, and as Gonçalves spun the wrong way. No, he fell the wrong way. Maybe it was intentional. He's trying to turn out of it, or maybe he just lost his balance. But yeah, that was done. Well, that's it. Leone are confirmed to go through into the final tomorrow. And can you believe 11 matches, 11 submissions so far? That's like Kasai levels of dominance. Remember the South American qualifier?
Our next bout takes place in the above 91 kilogram division. Introducing first, out of the red corner, representing Leone, Daniel, the Man-Child Swan!
91 keleden yukarı salmak derecesi. Cleveland Kızılburç'ta Leone komandasını öykülen şahramaz Daniel Schwartz.
And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Team Brothers, Ramazan Abdrakimov!
Cleveland Kızılburç'ta Brazilian Brothers komandasını öykülen şahramaz Ramazan Abdrakimov.
All right, back to the stage is Lucas Canard lookalike Dan Schwartz. I was making fun of him.
I thought you were going to do that again.
I was making fun of him backstage. I was like, I took my glasses off for a minute, and I thought it was Lucas. You all look the same. You Australian leg lockers. But no, I mean, look at this. Immediately, Dan is looking for same kind of thing as we saw from him earlier. I mean, he scored a first-round heel hook against Team Italia, and I would not be surprised to see him go for a leg lock very early in this match against Ramazan Abdrakimov. I mean, it's a formality at this point, right? We've got 3 more matches remaining. We will finish out the 7-match series. The 3 matches do take place, even though Al Leone are confirmed to be in the final tomorrow against the winner of the other group.
Oh, Schwartz turning that footlock defense into a berimbolo. Might have a look on the back or coming up on top.
Oh,
triangle!
Nice, nice transition. Ramazan came on top, and he thought that he was basically just going to go straight up into the top position, and boy, there's a triangle waiting for him. You know, for a big guy, this of course is the heavyweight division, right? Over 91 kilograms. Dan Schwartz, I think I mentioned this in his earlier match, moves really well for a big guy. Very mobile guard.
His opponent quite nimble as well to be able to get out of those submissions and stave off 3 submission attempts back to back to back.
Putting on some pressure here as well, but I think Dan's using that knee shield to kind of keep the weight off. Almost looks like a little bit of a hip clamp. I can't quite see from our angle, but it does look like he's got that kind of locked on the thigh. And that hip clamp, man, Jake, you felt it. It's really tough to pass, right?
Absolutely. Well, especially when they have
there it is,
their legs
clamp.
crocked, but here we go. Maybe trying to use that to take the back. If you spin underneath, it can force your opponent in a really tough spot, and it turns into a berimbolo situation in a lot of cases. But a lot of people also use it to secure the leg entanglements, which I imagine might have been a little bit more what Dan Schwartz was looking for.
Probably, yeah. Going back to same kind of position here, you know. Doesn't seem to have a problem that Abdrakimov is kind of hanging out in that knee cut. Sort of the halfway. I think Schwartz really would welcome, you know, his opponents to sort of enter and to start passing, because I was saying this in the earlier matches, right, when we were watching Battle Force go up against Kagan team, that when you're on guard and you've got to chase down an elusive, standing, sort of, you know, long distance opponent, that's when your guard opens up. That's when you make mistakes and your opponent starts punishing you for it, you know, by exposing your back or even passing. And I think Dan is showing good discipline in not chasing after Abdrakimov. So we talked about this a lot over the last couple of days, haven't we, Jake? You know, just in our conversations about jiu-jitsu in general and about competing, and even with, you know, our special guest who you saw earlier, you know, Javier Mendez, the head coach from American Kickboxing Academy, who's trained no less than 7 world champions, including Habib Nurmagomedov, including Daniel Cormier, Cain Velasquez, and many more. And, you know, so much of success in any fighting sport is psychological, because all these guys are well conditioned, all these guys are technical, all these guys are, you know, doing the right things, but athleticism can only carry you so far, technique can only carry you so far, and when all things are equal, usually it's the psychological kind of game that is make or break.
Absolutely. When you see that, like, I think the Al Leone team, they come in here with a certain level of confidence. There's understanding that they are sort of like how Kasai was. They're a super team.
Yeah.
They're coming, it's not the same thing as these other teams where they're coming in, maybe they have like the weight of the nation on their back. Like some of these Kazakh competitors are in Kazakhstan. They want to do well in Kazakhstan to represent their nation.
Passed him out 5-0 for Daniel Schwartz.
But to my point, just I think that Al Leone, they are competing all the time, all across the world in their own individual careers. And so they have sort of that, almost the competition is really within their own team. Who can do the best? Who can put on the best show?
Smother choke. Going for the old mother's milk. And that is tight. He's got 1 second left. Ooh, I think if he'd had 10 more seconds, he could have maybe finished that. But 7-0 First round in the books for Dan Schwartz.
Round 1 goes to Leone.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's, you know, I wouldn't even call it confidence, Jake. It almost feels like there's just a belief that it's a foregone conclusion, that we're here to win. We didn't come here just to compete. We came here as the champions already decided, you know, and that grows, right? Yeah. The confidence grows with every result, every win in the books, and it just reinforces the belief that we're going to win this. It's such a powerful factor in combat sports, in any sports in general.
Yeah, growing up, I trained with a man named Matt Gillette, and he would always say, he visualized, I'm going to the tournament to collect the medal I've already won. That's what he said in his head whenever he went and competed. And I don't know, I've never been that kind of competitor myself, but I understand the rhetoric. I understand what he's saying. He's saying, I want to go in there with the confidence that I'm going to win. And there's no other option.
On that same note, I remember the famous powerlifter, is it C.T. Fletcher? He had a similar saying, but it was much less elegant. It was...
double leg for Dan Schwartz.
CT said something like, I'm here to take gold medal, and all you other mother effers can figure out who's taking second.
All right.
Man, that was an early pass there for Dan. No points, of course. Oh, power crossface.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. That's like
my goodness.
That's like free chiropractic treatment right there. And straight into the rear naked choke for Dan Schwartz. Gets it done. 32
Daniel
seconds. 32 seconds of the second round. No messing around.
I thought he was going to demand the mic for a second.
I was going to say good job, Lucas, but I don't want to rile him up any more than he already is.
Your winner, representing Leone, Daniel, the Man-Child Schwartz!
Бұл кездесуде жеңіс келген Daniel John Schwartz, Leone командасы.
Well, it started out as a deep power crossface, turned into a choke.
Yeah, rear naked choke win in only 32 seconds of the second round. Huge crossface. Yeah, he got some adjustment out of that, I'm absolutely certain, and then just kind of steps over him. Couldn't quite see the finish, and maybe we'll get another angle of the hands. Huge crossface, puts it in, slips underneath the chin. Massive, like, flexion of the spine. Okay, here's the angle so you can see whether he actually closes the rear naked choke. All the way in, hand on the back of the shoulder blade. Stretches him, and yep, sinks it in. Fully locked on rear naked, nowhere to go. Nice work. The streak stays alive. Nothing but submissions for Leone.
Our next bout takes place in the under 65 kilogram division. Introducing first, out of the red corner, representing Leone, AIGA!
Алгеде қошемет бердастарыңызда, 65 келі салмақ дәрежесі, Қызыл бұрышқа, қазақтың батырын шақырамыз, AIGA иегерлер!
And in the morning out of the blue corner, representing Brothers Team, Ferreira!
Кремль көпіріші, Brothers Brazilian командасы өкілін шақырамыз, Ferreira!
All right, we're back, and this is the last but one match in this series, Leone versus brothers. In the red is Alihan Igenbek, who is actually a Kazakh athlete. And in the yellow, the Brazilian, Jose Ferreira. I want to say, Jake, I believe that Ferreira is another one who's actually another Brazilian based here in Kazakhstan. I think he's out of Karaganda as well.
How do you think there'd be an advantage now that we know Leone secured their spot in the final? That looked like it could have been a very tight submission. Oh, nice double leg!
Takedown.
Igenbek.
No points just yet, though. I think he might have not quite scored the 2 from that, given that the way they went out of bounds. No hips on the mat means no points just yet. If Ferreira can fight his way up to his feet and not give up his back in the process, but here's the broomstick.
Oh, the hook comes out, but he still is...
Oh, man, he spiked face first onto the mat. That was a...
It was a clash of heads.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, when he threw him down, they forehead, and Ali Khan got the worst part of the forehead.
No, I think Ferreira is feeling it too, yeah.
Ferreira
timeout for a second.
Ferreira hit basically above his hairline. We'll see it again right here.
Replay, yeah.
Boom, forehead smashes in, and they both hold their head, but Ferreira was going to fight him one hand on the head.
Yeah, that
right
was like
on the forehead.
That was a diving headbutt right there, and obviously not intentional at all, but oh my God.
The fact that neither competitor is cut right now
is lucky. Yeah, fortunate.
It's certainly.
Ouch.
Youch indeed.
They're just checking the top of the head of Ferreira actually to see if there is a cut. I think there might be a small one. Yeah, it looks like it might have opened up a cut in the top of his head, Jake. We can see here at ringside the Igenbek, even though he was on the bottom and receiving end of that flying headbutt, thankfully he didn't split him open. And he seems ready to go.
I think that the cheers are actually for Igenbek.
Sounds like it.
Yes, for Ali Khan, they're chanting Ali Khan, Ali Khan. Once again into the fray, they both go. 3 minutes, 38 seconds left. Look
Straight
at the
back
ankle pick. And Igenbek is on the back.
Crucifix now.
Oh, what a fight. And into the Troy bar. Possibilities on possibilities. That was a dynamic sequence.
Igenbek actually kind of like hands up a little bit, like, what are you doing? Come forward, where are you?
Stalling warning given to Jose Ferreira. They call it back as soon as Igenbek gets on this takedown attempt. Now turning with the underhook.
What a scramble here. Oh, he's on the neck.
Oh, could that be it, Howell?
The guillotine is on.
Deep.
The guillotine is on. Very tight. But I think he's going to get his head out. Yes, he will. Wow. Man, Ferreira was in kind of trouble there, but What a scramble. These guys are scrapping, Jake.
2 points on the board for Alikhani Gembek. Once again, looking for that ankle pick. Now he's deep on the leg, ankle lock grip. Looks like he's momentarily wanted to switch that to an Estima lock.
.50-50. I always just get so nervous when I see people hanging out in 50-50 and no gi. It's just like, I'm just waiting for somebody to just rip on an inside heel hook. Like, I got no problem with leg lock attacks. It's the anticipation from the 50-50 that kills me, you know?
Especially with competitors like these,
where
a fight can end just like this.
Man, I can't believe that in all this action for this 4 minutes of this round so far, it's still only 2 points on the board. Ferreira kind of backing up a little bit here. Igenbek's really having to try and chase him down. And even the coach actually at Matt's side, yeah, was a little annoyed by the Ferreira in disengaging, and they put him on the stalling clock. And look at that, Igenbek's literally chasing him down.
Well, he tried to intercept that cartwheel pass with just widening his legs and looking for a submission, but it's going to be another round.
They penalized Ferreira right there at the end. I mean, it was 2-0 anyway for Igenbek, but
round 2 goes to Alikhani.
Round 2 goes to Alikhani.
Жекпе-жектің бұл кезеңін Leone командасы ұтып алды.
I mean, there's just, these scrambles are so hard to actually kind of like narrate because they're happening so quick and they're cycling through the positions so much. Ah, man, so much action in this 65-kilogram match.
Yeah,
Igenbek, though, was really, I mean, he was the one chasing after Ferreira, right?
This is just the first round. Look how much they're moving. These are highlights, but this, you can't even fit all the highlights from that round into one highlight cycle.
No.
You only get a minute. The whole time, any time that there was an initiation on either of their part, it was just fireworks. There's just an energy that Alikhani Gembek brings into these matches too, Howell.
Yeah, it's great. It really is. All right, second round underway. So first round went to Igenbek 2-0. And Ferreira, I mean, he got a talking to because of the, you know, what they considered to be the disengaging, the stalling. We'll see if he goes forward a bit more in this round. Nice arm drag.
You're going to tap the arms up as he shoots the double leg, now pulling into the closed guard. In on the leg.
This is good work from Igenbek.
Utilizing that double trouble to get in on the leg.
Uh-oh.
He's got to be careful, though.
I think he does. There's real risk of back exposure here. Yes, there is.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. Oh, Igenbek shaking his hand, like shaking his finger, like no. I mean, he came really close to getting his back taken there.
Well, I mean, the arm was under the chin, and actually, I think the Junior Gonsalves, or Jose Fajeda, my apologies, I think he gave up on it maybe a little early, actually.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he feels if it's on or not, right? But
yes.
I feel like if I'd worked that hard to get that position, yeah, I'm not letting go of that seatbelt. I'm going to try and track the movement and throw the hooks in and do my best. Ferreira hanging out in this half guard here. We mentioned about Igenbeck's beautiful tilt sweep. Beautiful tilt sweep there. Hit the arm drag from bottom half and then use the knee lever. But doesn't score because it's still in the first 2 minutes of this round. But I think it's actually kind of smart here from Igenbeck to slow things down a little bit and, you know, try and control Ferreira, because that scrappy first round, they were bouncing around all over the place. It's great, but there was a lot happening, and then there was not a lot of significant attacks. I think Igenbeck needs to slow down and become a little bit more methodical in his path to victory.
Look at that. Like just as you say that, through the right underhook, corrects his positioning, trying to avoid the deep half guard of Jose Ferreira.
Oh, another crucifix here. Oh, but Ferreira rips the arm out.
I want to say almost that entire side of the stadium is Ali Khan and Igenbeck fans. Big shot once again. Look at that.
Wow, that was really nice by Igenbeck. Right on the edge of the mat, so they'll get restarted. The single leg to the trip. Now they're going to get reset, kind of in this like referee position almost, but already one hook in from the seatbelt. 1:20 to work. (2-0) for the takedown. Igenbeck's kind of falling off a little bit now, so he's not really in a great position to attack for the back. He's still on a power half, which is going to make it. Okay, yeah, Ferreira just poshes up now into the half guard. I think Igenbeck is obviously an opportunistic kind of athlete in the way that he attacks, but I just feel like he's losing too many positions, you know?
He's very fluid. He's going upstairs, downstairs, but this looks like it could be a very good finishing position for him.
This is where he almost got his back taken, though, in the first round.
I think that Jose Ferreira has a very flexible foot. And he's trying to turn this into an Aoki lock.
Ferreira seems to have the answers so far, and looks like we're going to go through into the third round here of this match in the 65-kilogram division.
Round 2 goes to Leone.
Жекпе-жектің бұл кезеңін Leone командасы ұтып алды. Назарларыңыздар AIGA чемпиондар лигасының көш басшыларының бірі Leone халықаралық жобасы. Бұл командаға Америка құрама штаттары, Жапония, Австралия, Жаңа Зеландия, Қытай, Англия, Испания, Оңтүстік Африка және Қазақстан спортшылары кіреді. Рахмет.
Just taking a look at there, that's that near back take from Ferreira earlier, and I mean Igenbeck squirmed and twisted and turned his way out and was able to avoid danger, but I feel like
Ардақты ағайын, бауырымызға бір қолдау.
Kind of lost it, you know.
Қолдау көрсетейік ағайын.
Both guys with their hands in the air already. We've still got 5 more minutes to go, guys.
Igebek sits guard and immediately calls for Jose Fajeda to come forward. Now, false reap for Ali Khan, something we haven't seen too much of yet.
And you know, if I was going to be in the corner of...
Oh, and that's it!
Wow!
Ali Khan Igebek!
I was going to say, if I was in the corner of Igenbeck, I would tell him, you know what? Get this done right now. Don't mess around. Go out there, get your attacking position, and finish this match. And that's what we saw here in the 3rd round.
Your winner representing Leone, Ali Khan Igebek.
Бұл кездесуді жеңіске жеткен қазақтың батыры Ali Khan Igebek.
Can you believe it was only 27 seconds of the 3rd round? What an impressive victory after 2 very tough rounds. Back and forth rounds, I would even say, Jake. Ali Khan Igebek came out there, and here is the finishing sequence right here.
The 13th straight submission of the day for Leone.
Beautiful straight knee bar from the bottom like that. Really smart to just not waste any more time. Fajeda was an elusive target. He was a difficult guy to pin down. But this decisive knee bar, big win for the Kazakh local.
The BJJ breakdown YouTubers are going to eat that one up. That is a smooth transition from the false reap, utilizing that X guard on the other leg to spin underneath and pinching the heel underneath his armpit to secure that knee line.
Our next bout takes place in the under 60 kilogram division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, representing Leone, Daiki Onekura!
60 келіге салмақ дәрежесі. Кілемінің қызыл бұрышына Leone командасын өкілін шақырамыз. Daiki Onekura.
And his opponent in the blue corner, representing Team Brothers, Breno Peterson!
Кілемнің көк бұрышына Бразилияның Brothers командасының өкілін шақырамыз. Breno Peterson.
All right, here we go now. Final match in this series between Leone and... Wow, okay, we got a scrap. We got a scrap, look at this. Bad blood immediately. Breno Peterson getting in the face of Daiki Onekura. Oh, man, this is like combat jiu-jitsu right here.
That's very interesting that Breno Peterson is being so aggressive. I wonder if they had something backstage or something.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Because this is some real... The entire Leone squad is on their feet.
Now, Breno Peterson competed on Team Adolfo last year. I remember he had a match with Gary Tang. There was a kind of a controversial decision that Breno won. And he had a match against Universal Fighters. So, yeah. I don't think he's ever come across Onekura personally. I guess he's just fired up and wants to get one back for his team, but uh-oh. Daiki going Aoki. Nope. Breno spinning through.
We're gonna look up the lore of these two's history and do an investigation.
I just investigated. That's why I kind of went quiet for a second. There's nothing there. Breno's just fired up today, I guess. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And that looks like it might do it.
Done. Done deal. 1 minute, 34 seconds. 14 matches, 14 submissions for Leone.
Your winner, representing Leone, Daiki Onikura!
Punkt jest zwycięska dolnej komanda FloGrappling, Daiki Onikura.
Wow. Well, Breno came out hard, but Daiki's leg lock game was
Son bol komandanın çizgisinde Jean-Louis Sirpin-Gilles-Leone. Çizgisindeki Leone commandos.
Leone team are very happy, of course. Clean sweep, 14 matches, 14 submissions. Here it is. Classic AIGA lock right there. Huge rotation. The field turning in. Belly down as well, basically. You know, Breno fell forward. Daiki put his hips through it. Huge win. Clean sweep for Leone. 14 matches, 14 submissions. And a huge win there in the final one when it started to get emotional. Another clean sweep. And another big win there. Wow. And those Leone guys, they are very happy that they're going to go through into the final tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this round of action. Your winner with a score of 7-0, Team Leone! Athletes, you may shake hands and be seated.
Bol kesesi medalya zwycięskie Leone halkalık komandası Zwycięska. Proszę trener za nami. FloGrappling.
Well, nice sportsmanship at the end of this encounter here between the two teams. And Leone can rest tonight knowing that their job was well done. And we'll see them back in action tomorrow to take on the winner of Group 2.